And welcome back to the Engage A podcast. Here with Nevan and Logan as usual, or normally usual. What's up, fellas?
Not
What up?
much.
How we
you
doing?
Spartans just took a dub, so we decided after that game we would decide and record. Talk a little bit about this national championship game. I want to let you guys run it first. I just gotta say, it was turned off after Max Duggan threw his second pick.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't really tune in to watch much of this one because had stuff going on, and honestly, the game was over by the time I got home at 9 o'clock. So, kind of disappointing. But I think a couple big things are the SEC continues its dominance in the college football playoff. Almost every single winner in college football playoff history has come from the SEC. So I think that's
or Clemson in Ohio State.
Clemson.
It's Clemson. I'm pretty sure it's Clemson, Ohio State, the only other champion. Oh yeah, because LSU and then Bama, Georgia. Yep. Okay.
So I think that was takeaway number one. I think that is the biggest thing. SEC keeps winning. I think it's going to be big for recruits, transfers, obviously all of that too. Second thing, though, I think that's kind of important with how that game went was the advocacy for the 12-team playoff. I think that would be big because a team like TCU, maybe they got after Michigan, played a really good game. Michigan's game plan, I know we've talked about it, maybe not the greatest. I think if TCU set up with a couple more chances to lose before they get into that national title game, you're seeing a different team play Georgia instead of TCU and probably can keep that a little bit more competitive. But hats off to Georgia. They played a phenomenal game, and they will undoubtedly be the number one team in the country going into next year as well, too. And Stetson Bennett finally ends his 8-year college career with a back-to-back national title. So,
yeah, Stetson Bennett just rose his draft stock from winning 2 national championships just because he's a winner. So I don't know. If I was a team in the 5th round and I really had no other needs, screw it. Maybe a team that's better. I don't know. For example, I guess the Niners. The Niners could use another quarterback.
like the Chiefs or the Cowboys or something.
Yeah, a good winning team. Yeah, just have him there just in case because he can play. He can be. I think he's going to be a good backup in the NFL.
Almost like a Jimmy G. The way I saw him play last night, he reminded me of Jimmy G.
Yeah, but he's got a little bit more legs than Jimmy G.
Yeah,
I don't think he'll ever be able to elevate a team super high, but I mean, obviously he proved with Georgia that he's never going to be the reason the team loses. So why not take a chance, especially if you're just looking for your second, third string quarterback, practice squad kind of guy.
I mean, still, but low key, that's kind of the move. I don't know. Some quarterbacks are just good at being winners instead of being the sexy Patrick, the Patrick Mahomes-esque quarterbacks. That's what Zach Wilson was in that draft when he got picked second. People liked what he could do off the platform and all the crazy throws, but he wasn't a winner. So I don't know. I don't know. He kind of reminds me of just every pocket passing quarterback, but he's got a little bit of legs. He's sneaky athletic. That's a commonly used term for white people. But anyways, yeah, I mean, I had nothing much to say about this game. It was just domination from the start. Literally on the first snap, Jalen Carter got. They just the whole backfield was just collapsed. Every other play, it felt like the offensive linemen on TCU weren't even trying, especially on run plays. So, yeah, I mean,
I got something to say. I think it's worth noting that before the game, one of the sideline reporters was interviewing the coaches and whatever, and
before the game or whatever.
They asked Kirby Smart. They said, "What's your team's game plan for this game tonight and stuff?" And he says one word. He just says aggression.
Yeah,
I think that pretty much sums up the entire of Georgia's night is, the entirety of what I watched. I watched probably till the halftime. Then I went and showered or whatever. Occasionally would flip it on and look at the score in the second half, but the first half was just complete aggression from Georgia, offensively and defensively. And offensively, they were moving bodies and whatever and making running lanes, and defensively, they were just mauling anyone that had the ball. So
Yeah, I mean, like literally the like biggest play from TCU, which was that pass to Darius Davis for 50 plus yards. That was like the only big play that like TCU had, and they only had like two other throws over 10 yards. I'm pretty sure from what I heard. Like they weren't able to do shit with the ball, and it was just like it's obviously tough because no offense to Michigan, they have really good D linemen on their team, but the difference between Georgia's D linemen and Michigan's D linemen, not necessarily in the terms of skill, but like in the terms of like dominance and like piling over guys and stuff, like Georgia, and like you said, the aggression thing, like it just always put together well, beautifully from Georgia, and they did what they wanted to do and could literally just do whatever.
I don't know. The game almost had to feel like it was going to kind of be a blowout coming into that.
Yeah,
I think I kind of said that last week.
Yeah, I thought I was trying to be a
it.
little optimistic about it, but obviously,
no. I told Nevan I didn't think we were texting about it right before, and he was asking me what my play was, and I was like, I think 12 points is way too little. And the two biggest games TCU struggled with all year was Texas and Kansas State.
right.
And both of those games were better front sevens that TCU saw. They were able to get past that offensive line, kind of force Max Duggan to have to improvise, make some plays with his legs. And you can do that against a Texas-type defense or a even Kansas State-type defense. But obviously when you're playing Georgia, that's not going to happen. And I just think that offensive line just couldn't hold. Max Duggan didn't have time. You saw him throw 2 picks. I don't know the last time Max Duggan threw 2 picks in a game. But, yeah, Georgia just came out ready to play, and I think TCU just wasn't ready for the style of play Georgia played.
Yeah, I think, like, no discredit to Michigan. I think they're a pretty good football team this year. But, like, I feel like Michigan's D-line and, like, defense wasn't too aggressive, especially in the beginning of that game. And then as it progressed on, obviously it got better at points, but like it's just Georgia's a different animal to face, and I think Ohio State literally did everything perfect they could offensively speaking, and they still lost. So, and
I mean, I think Ohio State matches up a lot better with Georgia than TCU did, at least on paper coming in. And then
well, the thing is they like. If you don't have good tackles, you're probably still not stopping Georgia's edge pressure. Like they're gonna be probably DNs, at least one of them. But like obviously the best players are in the middle between like Bear Alexander, Nazir Stackhouse, and Jalen Carter. So, but like what I'm saying is like so they were able to like use their tackles and kind of like scheme pass blocks for the offensive line for like CJ Stroud to like move around in the pocket and stuff. And I don't know, Max Duggan's just obviously not the same level of quarterback as CJ Stroud is. So
yeah, no disrespect to TCU, but their receiving core is not the same level of Marvin Harrison. And,
yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, Quentin Johnston's really good, but other than Quentin Johnston, Darius Davis, like Tay Barber, he stepped up a little bit when Quentin Johnston got hurt early in the season, but like he's kind of just like really inconsistent. So
yeah.
Yeah, I have really nothing more else to say about that game other than just.
I think the score pretty much reflects how that game went.
Yeah, that's the highest. You know how that's the highest post scoring or postseason game, like that scoring margin 58 is like the largest in like postseason or bowl history. I'm pretty sure that's what.
Not even like college football playoff history. That's
like history.
Any game. Yeah,
you know
any
that
game ever.
Purdue and LSU was tied the record at 56 just a couple days before, which I thought was funny. So, all right, we're gonna move on into now that the college football season is wrapped up, and we'll wait to look at recruiting classes and the ending of the transfer portal and stuff. Mainly done with that. We're gonna be moving on to the NFL playoffs. Sucks to not see the Lions in here. Really hoping for that. I was watching the end of that Seattle game, and like I feel bad for rooting against like Kenneth Walker because like obviously he played for Michigan State, and I like him a lot as a Spartans fan, but it was annoying seeing him run all over the Detroit Lions defense to get them in field goal position. So against the Rams.
Yeah, NFL playoffs starting this week. I think I don't know what you really want to talk about here, but I think I'm just kind of going to go through the favorites here. I think the Super Bowl, in my opinion, is down to 5 teams. I think it's Philly, San Francisco, Buffalo, Kansas City, and Cincinnati. Those are the 5 teams I'm kind of watching moving forward. I think 2 of those 5 will be playing in the Super Bowl, and I would be beyond shocked if someone other than one of those 5 won. But that's kind of my thoughts going into the playoffs here.
Did you say San Francisco was in it or was not?
Oh, I did say San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
100%. I mean,
I was like,
I think San Francisco has to be in there.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know.
So the only team that I think you could even make an argument for would be Dallas, but
No.
but
I don't know. Dallas,
they just got destroyed by Washington.
Who cares?
But it's week 18. What's the point of playing your good guys? Releasing all your players.
But they played their starters.
Yeah, no, they did play their
starters.
Yeah, they played their starters, but like low key, you kind of like need.
What's the point? Okay,
right?
20
But like
points
you could
off,
use a game to be humbled too, like have like aggression, I guess too.
First off, 20 points is not getting destroyed. I mean, it's not close, but like
in the NFL,
okay.
in the NFL it is.
And when Sam Howell's starting for Washington,
yeah, dude, he was playing.
What is Dallas playing for?
I mean, I don't know, but here's my thing. I think other than just the Washington game, Dak Prescott has shown for whatever reason, very bad decision making throughout the year. He's thrown a lot of very bad picks too. I just don't. I don't see him getting through Philly. I don't see him getting through Philly and San Francisco to get there. Maybe that's just me. I mean, you can keep going about Dallas if you want, but I don't trust Dak Prescott's decision making or honestly Mike McCarthy's late game decision making either. So,
what do you mean? How many games have they won in overtime or late game?
But you remember the playoff game last year?
I'm not saying that I think Dallas is going to win it all because I don't.
Yeah, he was. I mean, I think they could
that,
obviously beat Tampa Bay. So I don't know. I mean,
I honestly would not be surprised if they beat Tampa Bay, but I just don't see them going to Philly or to San Francisco and winning that game. Nonetheless, both of those.
Philly's a fraud. I feel like I don't know. I feel like Philly,
I agree.
Philly would
because like for whatever reason, 1 seeds like to lose a lot in the like last year when I think it was the Packers and the Titans both lost as 1 seeds, and I see Philly falling in that boat. So.
I think Philly is about as accurate of pretenders as you can get. I think they've hidden so much in that record as you can possibly hide.
I completely disagree.
I think they're a good team, but like that's a
1-loss football team if Jalen Hurts doesn't get hurt.
Well, but my thing is like I'm just saying like they're not like they haven't been proven in the playoffs, and who knows? Like it could come.
No, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. Just I think, I mean, their 3 losses are to Dallas, who you just said was a great team on the road without Jalen Hurts. Gardner Minshew was very questionable down the stretch there, and then New Orleans without Jalen Hurts. Gardner Minshew played terrible, and then the other loss was to Washington, who was playing their best football and was riding the high up Taylor Heineke. So
I remember that game.
Barely won though.
What? Repeat that.
They've had so many games that they barely won. They barely won week 1. They won by 3. They barely won week 4. They barely won week 5 against a shitty ass Cardinals team. They where is that? They hardly beat the Colts.
But Cincinnati did that last year too. I remember looking at their schedule a lot, like trying to predict them for the playoffs.
I don't know.
Okay, where are they gonna go? Like
the only team that I would be scared to play in the NFC would be San Francisco.
Yeah, San Francisco's got some dogs, but
they are.
Look, Philly secondary is one of the best in the NFL. It's going to be tough to throw against. It's going to give a rookie quarterback like
San
Brock
Francisco
Purdy
is the best defense.
I agree, but Philly's is almost up there. And when you're going with Brock Purdy, who has been absolutely sensational this year, dude. But that Philly secondary is unreal. Darius Slay and James Bradbury, and that's a really good secondary. And that offense with Jalen Hurts is honestly really dynamic. And I think kind of the recent sputter of Philly there without Jalen Hurts is kind of making them look a little bit more like frauds. But I don't know. I mean, looking up and down the schedule, I know they had a couple close games, but like they beat the Giants by 26. That's a legit team. They beat the Vikings by 17. That's a legit team.
No, the Vikings are not fucking legit.
That's another 12 football team.
No, the Vikings are a pretty good team. I think.
Hey,
so.
I'll get there in a second. I actually do think Minnesota's going to lose to the Giants.
What? Whoa! No, I don't think so.
Yes, I am
No.
picking the Giants to beat Minnesota.
Vikings are dog shit, but they are not losing to the Giants.
Hey, look,
Not winning a playoff game. I will get that clear right now.
I
There is zero shot.
I mean, I don't know. Because Minnesota's got a first-year head coach too, so I guess it's that of first-year head coaches.
Jones is questioning to be a job this year, let alone win a playoff game. There's no way.
it took a Greg Joseph career-long field goal for them to beat the Giants earlier this year. That was a 27-24 finish with Greg Joseph having to kick an absolute beauty of a field goal, 61 yards to make it. And Kirk Cousins didn't turn the ball over that game. Kirk Cousins has turned the ball over a lot, and let's be honest, primetime Kirk Cousins. Take it for what it's worth.
No, it's 4:30, not prime time. Get your facts straight.
I mean, but it's the only game on. Playoffs are basically primetime. I don't know. I don't think Kirk Cousins is a proven enough winner, and honestly, I just have this itching feeling that the Giants' defense is going to be able to get after them, and they turn them over a couple times.
Yeah, I had that feeling about TCU last night. Didn't pan out well.
Yeah, but
Definitely did not
I think
beat
there's
you.
a way bigger difference in talent in college football than NFL. I don't know. I guess if you guys kind of want to go game by game and just predict it right now. So we got San Francisco and Seattle being the first game on Saturday at 4:30.
San Francisco by 100.
Yeah, I'm taking
I
Frisco.
completely agree. Look, here's my thing with Seattle. I really do credit Seattle for getting in. I love Geno, love Kenneth Walker, but Seattle's really not that good.
Yeah.
They've beaten the bad teams. They took care of business. The only reason they're in is because the Detroit Lions defense was terrible in week 3. If they would have gotten one stop, the Lions win that game, win that tiebreaker. Seattle's on their couches. But, yeah, I think San Francisco, 10 wins in a row. Brock Purdy's been good enough.
Yeah. Not much to say about San Francisco. I just like the playmakers on offense, and then obviously they got a really good defense. So yeah, I got nothing else to say. I couldn't make a case for Seattle. I think.
Yeah, I haven't seen anybody even consider taking Seattle. I mean, even Pete. Did you hear what Pete Carroll said today in his press conference?
No, I didn't.
He went into the press conference and the quote was something like, "It's unfortunate we have to play San Francisco" or something like that. So
Yeah.
even Pete Carroll knows it's going to be a long night for him.
Yeah. All right. So everyone agrees San Francisco.
Yeah.
All right. We got the Los Angeles Chargers versus Jacksonville. This is low-key interesting. I don't know what to think of this game, to be honest.
At first glance, I want to say the Chargers, but apparently the Chargers got some people injured last week. I'm not 100% sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, Mike Williams is doubtful.
I think
Mike Williams is questionable, and
the
then
Jags
Rashawn
are
Slater's
hot,
on the
dude.
injured reserve.
So I don't know. I low key like Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence is also questionable for this week.
God damn it!
I think Trevor will play.
He'll
But
play.
I honestly, Mike Williams, from everything I've heard, I would say probably 60-40. He does not.
Well, is there other people than Mike Williams on the injury report?
Rashawn Slater,
Oh, the tackle from Northwestern. Okay.
he's out.
Oh, he's
He's
out.
He's on the injured reserve.
Oh shit.
And then
Yeah, so
Jacksonville has Jamal Agnew, their long snapper, Brandon Scherf, Trevor Lawrence, and then their place kickers are all questionable.
Okay.
I think at first glance, I want to say Los Angeles. I mean, they played without Mike Williams most of the year. But Doug Peterson's good, and he went to the Super Bowl with
Philly.
Philly a couple years back. But I don't see Jacksonville winning this year. I think next year, truthfully, I think they lose this one, and then next year, I think they run the hell out of the AFC South.
Yeah. I don't know. I just see Jacksonville as like getting like one of those sneaky wins, and just like doing something like some people might expect, some people might not. But
Yeah, I think this one could be a really good game.
yeah, I'm definitely tuning in for this one for sure.
I think Jacksonville would have lost to Tennessee if Ryan Tannehill played. Being completely honest with you,
Yeah.
I don't even think
But they
Jacksonville would
didn't,
beat-
so
Yeah,
that's not the question.
yeah.
But they're here. But I still think, just looking at how
You could say that. You could say that about a bunch of teams, though. Like you could have said that about TCU when Adrian Martinez and Will Howard went out with the time they played Kansas State. When Spencer Sanders went out for Oklahoma State.
When Blake Corum went out and didn't play against TCU, like What if? Like, sorry, tough luck.
No,
He didn't
but-
play.
Donovan Edwards is a good ass running back.
But my
though.
point is, I don't think Jacksonville would necessarily have been a playoff team.
But they are.
I think,
So who you taking?
They got here. I'm taking the Chargers. I think. I don't know. I don't think Trevor Lawrence in that offense looked amazing against Tennessee. Tennessee's defense is good. I think it's going to be super low scoring, and I think the Chargers are going to end up pulling it out. But I do agree with you, Nev. I think Jacksonville next year could be really, really, really scary.
Yeah. All right. We got Miami and Buffalo.
Bills by 50.
Yeah, I don't know about 50, but I do think they're gonna win.
No, they aren't going to win it by as many as Sanford will, but they'll win by a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. The Dolphins, from what I remember, haven't looked great down the stretch, and they just have moments at this year where they just like fucking collapse.
I feel like they have no identity
Yeah.
right now without Tua.
So
If Tua plays, I think this is close. I'll narrowly go Buffalo. If Tua doesn't play, I think Buffalo.
No,
wins by
I
a
don't think Tua.
I don't think Tua. I don't know.
They said he can't even play football. I don't think.
Yeah, I doubt he's going to play, so I'm going to go Buffalo
he's
by a lot.
questionable.
But worth noting, the Dolphins won by 2 against Buffalo earlier at Buffalo in the rematch. They lost by 3. So 9.5 is a lot of points.
Yeah, that is a lot. But I think Vegas. But Vegas always knows shit that like they just don't put out there. Like I feel like they get like intel before like it's like published out on like media outlets and stuff. So
I don't know. We'll see. I think Buffalo wins the game either way, but I could actually see this being a little bit closer than people think.
For sure. We got New York and Minnesota.
We kind of already went over this one, but
yeah.
I got Minnesota.
We don't got to talk about it, but I'm going Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings.
I'm gonna take New York.
Whatever, dude.
That's kind of where I'm at.
Brian Dable. Hey, we can come back here next week, and I'm telling you, the Giants.
Oh yeah, we for sure.
We keep receipts around here.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones has been better than people think, and in my opinion, has proven that he is maybe not their franchise guy, but he's at least going to get another year after this season.
Yeah. All right, we got Baltimore and Cincinnati, riding with the Who Dey, the Cincinnati Bengals.
Is Lamar playing?
Lamar is supposed to, but
that doesn't change my opinion.
I don't think it's really going to matter. Yeah.
I got the Bengals. Lamar can't win in the playoffs, even if he plays.
They don't have Rashad Bateman either anymore, do they?
He's not on the injury report.
Is he not? I know he was out for a decent amount of time.
Gus the Bus is
Bateman's
questionable.
out.
Lamar's questionable. Tyler Huntley questionable. Marcus Peters is questionable, and some no-name dude.
No, Bateman's out for the year. Bateman's been out since like week 4.
Well, I got the Bengals. Joe Burr is cold.
I just realized the Bengals haven't lost since Halloween. But
Wait,
yeah,
what? For real?
Yeah, the Bengals haven't lost since Halloween. Since then, they've beaten Carolina, Pittsburgh, Tennessee, Kansas City,
No shit.
Cleveland, Tampa Bay, New England. Probably we're going to beat Buffalo, being completely honest, before that game got canceled, and then Baltimore.
Yeah.
So I think
we'll
Cincinnati wins here.
Yeah. Cincinnati's the hot hand right now, and Lamar.
And for the
how
one
long?
of
How long
all-
has Lamar not even played for? Like
5 weeks at least.
yeah.
Yeah,
He's gonna have
it's been
that.
a
He's gonna
while.
have that in-game rust. So
Yeah, I don't think I this is one that I think the 7.5 is a little low. I think Cincinnati's going to come in and kill.
all right,
And it will be Lamar's final game in a Raven uniform.
If he plays,
If he plays.
I think we might have already seen Lamar's final game. If I'm being honest,
he might not want to play.
I think there's a good
He's
chance.
out. He's
He would be-
opting out.
I'm with you, Noah. Even if he is 100%, he might say, "Hell, fuck with you guys." I'm sorry. I'm not playing. There's no point of him getting hurt for his next contract year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league and probably a New York Jet. But
If I'm
Maybe we'll
Lamar, I'd look in the mirror and be like, "All right, we ain't beating the Bengals. I might as well just stay healthy and go get the bag in 2
Yeah,
months."
because like say he like tears a ligament and is out for like 9 months.
Or
now.
even like tweaks it, whatever. It wasn't his ankle.
I think so.
Even if he hurts his ankle a little more, no team could shy away. Like, I don't know. I mean, granted, they probably wouldn't, but still.
Yeah.
and his receiving core is a bunch of old washed up veterans in
And-
practice squad.
yeah,
So I don't
yeah.
really know if I would even want to go out and throw to those guys.
He's got Is Mark Andrews hurt or is he questionable?
No, he's playing. I think
Okay.
No,
he's
he's
down on the
playing.
injury report.
I mean, who else outside of Mark Andrews? Name a Ravens
Deshaun
receiver.
Jackson.
Yeah, an
Okay,
old washed up
better.
bum.
There we go. Sammy Watkins, who got cut from Green Bay.
Yeah, that's not
a
good.
rough receiver.
So yeah, Cincy by 3, at least.
Yeah.
All right, and then one on Monday night. That is kind of annoying, but Dallas and Tampa Bay. Right, I'm going with Dallas. I don't think Tampa Bay is really that good. So
No, this is not the strongest of Tampa Bay we've seen in the past years. I would never let my older brother hear this, but I think Dallas is pretty legit, and Dan Quinn is a freaking mastermind when it comes to dialing up defensive blitzes and using what you got. I think he uses his pieces that he has on that defense. Not saying they're bad pieces. He uses Micah Parsons and the defensive line and the linebackers he's got, and dials up some unreal plays and blitz packages and whatnot. So I think that Tom Brady's going to be under a lot of fire on this Monday night, and I think the Cowboys are going to take this one. I also think that it could be a little closer, though, because the Bucs got a pretty strong secondary with Winfield and Murphy Bunting. So I would not be surprised if they took Prescott away a couple of times.
yeah,
But I got Dallas ultimately.
I'm gonna take Tampa Bay.
this man's a Tom Brady sexual. Holy crap!
It's look, Tom Brady in the playoffs is just a different level, and that 1 year, I think it was Tom's first year in Tampa Bay. It was the year they won the Super Bowl. They were the 4 seed coming out. Nobody expected them to win. Came out, eked out a win at home, able to stay alive. I forgot who that game was against, but yeah, I just think Tampa Bay at home. I think that's going to play a part. Like Nevan said, I think the Tampa Bay secondary is going to be able to turn over Dak Prescott, who has been very questionable with his decision-making this year. The only thing that really scares me about Tampa Bay is their running game is absolutely horrific.
Isn't Ronald Jones going to be back or no?
Ronald Jones isn't on there.
Not a Buck.
He's not a Buck anymore. I swear to God, I saw something about him then. I thought that's where I really
Yeah,
don't
Ronald
be.
Jones is not a Buck.
So what? Who do they have then?
Where even
They got
is
Leonard
Ronald
Fournette
Jones, man?
and Rashad White.
Oh, yeah. To be
I was
honest,
watching Ronald Jones play the other day. Where's he at?
Kansas City.
He is in Kansas City.
okay, that's
He's
where he
getting
is.
garbage time reps. That's right. But yeah, the Tampa Bay run game is absolutely terrible.
they have
Rashad White and Leonard-
They have Giovanni Bernard. I didn't know he still existed in football.
Yeah, he takes a lot of pass catching.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I haven't watched. To be honest, I've watched like maybe one Bucks game this year. I'm not a big Tom Brady
I watched
guy.
that one that you guys were just talking about where they threw it to Rashad White to end it and to make me lose my fantasy league.
Oh yeah, Nevan's dress.
So I think
Watch that one tick down and watch Rashad White catch a pass in the final 4 seconds to somehow score a magical touchdown.
Yeah.
That was tough.
this is gonna be like a 17-16 kind of game. It's gonna be super boring on Monday night.
I could totally see
Yeah,
that.
this game could be low key boring.
Tom Brady will throw 42 passes and 41 of them will be checkdowns. But I think that what they showed against Carolina, their special teams is good. Their defense and secondary especially can step up and play. And if Mike Evans and Chris Godwin can elevate their game enough, I think the Tom Brady magic's going to happen. And I won't pick them to win another game because I don't think they go into Philly or San Fran and win. But at home, I'm going to take them over Dallas. I don't trust Dallas in the playoffs. I don't trust Mike McDaniel.
I think though, I'll think
Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, I trust them.
I don't
personally.
trust Dak Prescott.
I think they could beat
we're gonna
Tampa
see on
Bay.
this one too. I'm definitely a little less confident in this pick than I am my Giants and Vikings pick. I'm pretty confident in that one, but I'm going to take the upset. I'm going to take Tampa Bay.
Yeah, honestly, I've watched some Dallas this year, but I haven't really watched any of Tampa Bay just because I don't know, they're just not on at good times. So, and Cowboys are always in prime time too. So,
let me ask you something. If the Cowboys lose this football game, you think Mike McDaniel has a job next week?
you mean Mike McCarthy?
Mike McCarthy. I'm sorry, I keep saying Mike McDaniel.
I don't know.
Mike
I don't think
McCarthy.
he should have had a job after Green Bay, to be honest. But that's just me, or at least not a head coaching job.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I just think. You think he keeps it?
Yep.
I don't know.
I
It'll
don't
be
know.
interesting because
I think
depends
it's
how
more.
bad that
I think
loss
it'd be
is.
more on Dak than it would be on Mike McCarthy.
It's tough because that Green Bay loss was like so horrific.
Yeah.
But I mean, if they lose a 17-16 game with Dak turning the ball over a couple times, like I'm
Oh yeah,
guessing
because
it's
they lost last year. Oh no, it might actually be Mike McCarthy because last year they fucking had like the worst game management like ever in a freaking like postseason game. Like it's worse than Mel Tucker's. So
yeah, it was the one with like 30 seconds left.
yeah, and they're
Dak's
like
still
they're
down
like
for the
running in a halfback draw or something. It was some garbage.
Yeah. It was absolutely horrific. But
All right. Well, anyone else got anything to say else going on?
Yeah, I do have something to say, and this is because I'm a man, and men do manly like things. And I know I didn't get on last week, and I apologize for that. I was in Florida,
Yeah.
but I will admit it, and I will take it like a champ. Me and Logan were talking yesterday, and I totally bought in, and I was full TCU. I didn't think they were gonna win, but I thought it was gonna be a damn good game. But I was wrong, and so I'm just admitting that right now. That
I would think
I know we're
I'm
done
on.
with college, but it wasn't really a good time to bring it up
Yeah,
before that.
I mean,
so.
I'm still gonna be following like all the stuff heavy, but I'm transitioning into, playoff mode, and then I'm trying to watch some college basketball teams as North Carolina and Virginia is playing right now. I'm trying to catch up on all of that because I went pretty heavy into college football to kind of like make this podcast and be as knowledgeable as possible, talking about whatever the topic was, but. Now that that's over, yeah, I thought TCU was going to be a closer game, to be honest. I think I'm on the record for saying that when I was talking to Bern last week.
You both thought that was going to be a really good game.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like that was also just like my initial reaction and like kind of my recency bias towards TCU. But I don't know. I knew that Kendrick Miller not playing, like, say what you want. I think he was way better than Mercado all season. I just somehow he was able to run against the Michigan defense, but still,
definitely would not have made up for 58 points though.
Yeah, I know, but like I think
maybe it's a 51-point game if he's playing.
I don't know. It's just that was terrible at the beginning. I just knew like after like the first like couple of series, like I kind of got optimistic when Darius Davis got that huge gain, and then he ended up getting that touchdown, but. Yeah, that didn't last very long after like 3 and outs kept happening and just Max Duggan being awful.
All right, last thing before we sign off. I gotta ask Noah, who's your preseason top 5 off the dome going right now for next year?
Next year, do I have to put it? I gotta put it in order.
Sure.
All right. At number 1, I think I'm gonna go Ohio State. I think Ohio State's gonna be nasty next year. Number 2.
No.
Yeah, I think Ohio State's gonna.
Hold on. We'll let Nevan talk after. I just want to hear this top 5. Genuinely curious.
Number 2, I'll go Georgia. Number 3, probably gonna put Bama's probably gonna be there. God, who's gonna be at 4? Probably Michigan. Michigan's definitely gonna be up there. And then number 5. Who will start at number? They'll probably put Texas there. That's not mine, but I'm just guessing. I'm gonna put Texas there.
All right. I was just curious.
Let me clean up my puke that I just ralphed up all over myself.
I'm not saying I agree with that.
And,
it's really tough right now because a lot of rosters aren't finished yet either. I saw. Florida State. Florida State
has to be a top 5 team. I was just about to say that. Florida State has to be a top 5 team going into next year.
Here, you guys want to know the real top 5?
But they're gonna put.
I would love
they're
to
gonna
hear
put
that.
Texas in there. You just watch it
All
because
right.
Texas will be high.
The real top 5 teams next year will be Georgia at 1, Michigan at 2.
No, disagree.
Shit.
Bama, Buckeyes, Florida State.
Yeah. No, I think Bama's gonna regress. I got Florida State at 3, Ohio at 4, Bama at 5, and then hot take, Washington.
I think Washington's going to be pretty. Oregon's going to be good next year too. They'll be high.
I think Penn State's going to be kind of overhyped because they haven't had a quarterback that isn't named Sean Clifford in 8 years.
I
No,
don't know.
I disagree.
I think
there,
Drew.
too.
I think Drew
Penn
Allard's
State's actually unranked.
LSU. Oh, maybe LSU. Maybe not top 5.
Oh, LSU, I think I'm really high on too. They'll be
Yeah.
top 10 for sure.
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels.
What about,
I
Ryan
don't.
Kelly
It's
another
just
year?
tough. It's tough to predict the top 5 right now because there's still a lot of movement in
Yeah,
transfer
alright.
portal. But
All right,
I'm just saying
let
what
me say mine here going in.
not mine, but what I think the AP is gonna do. So
My top 5 going into next year, looking at right now. I go Georgia 1. I like Ohio State at 2.
okay, so I'm not crazy. For
Bama
putting
at 3.
Ohio State.
Michigan at 4. And then 5 is super close. I'm going to barely go USC.
Yeah, I was gonna say USC is gonna be highly.
There's a whole
rated.
bunch of teams right now that
Yeah,
look
really
good.
it's just tough because you don't know who's gonna be good. Because I mean,
Tennessee's got Joe Milton come back that can sling it.
yeah,
50 teams, not 50, but there's probably 10 teams that if you made a
50
case for them
teams, give me
top
the
5,
Spartans.
there's 10 teams I think. Georgia, Michigan, Ohio, Bama, Tennessee, Penn State, Washington, USC, LSU,
Oregon.
Even if you told me that any of those teams were in the top 5, I wouldn't, depending on how you rank them, I wouldn't probably agree, but
yeah.
you
The
can make
AP
a
doesn't
case for
have
anyone.
a good criteria or any criteria. They kind of just let people vote for that are just representative for an area. But
Yeah, and that's not even talking about teams like Texas, Notre Dame, Clemson, Utah,
yeah,
TCU, who just was in the
Clemson's not
national
going to be
title game.
rated. I don't think Clemson's going to be rated that high, but that's just me.
I don't think so either, but I think that's a team that could be good.
Yeah,
And I don't know. I think next year, personally, in my opinion, I'm a little more excited for next season of college football than this season. I feel like it's going to be a little more balanced. But maybe that's just me. I think you're coming to the final years of people coming back for their 5th and 6th season, which makes a lot of these teams that normally wouldn't be as crazy good be able to compete.
Yeah. All right, we gotta wrap this up. Thank you for listening, and yeah, go Spartans.